Are you a woman in the health profession who's feeling stuck, burned out, or boxed in by insurance red tape and clinic hours? Imagine finally doing the work you know makes the biggest difference, getting to the root cause, helping clients lose weight, reclaim their energy, and transform their lives on your terms. In today's powerful conversation, I'm speaking with a physiotherapist turned health coach who's done exactly that. She's not just helping her clients get stunning results, you got to hear this, but she's built a business that gives her freedom, fulfillment, and alignment with what true health really means. So if you ever thought there has to be a better way, this interview is for you. Let's dive in. So welcome, Carrie Resch. It is so good to speak with you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Shaunna. I'm really honored to be here.
You have a huge background in health, and you really have a family business that is dedicated to health. Tell us a little bit about this family business of wellness that you have a background in.
So, yes, I've been a physical therapist for 35 years now, and my husband is a chiropractor. And we met in college and had this dream of combining our professions. And we were actually the first official chiropractic physical therapy clinic in Wisconsin. And so we have built our practice, mainly orthopedic, but some spin-off from there as well. And we currently now have all three of our kids in our business. So my oldest daughter, Madison, is a chiropractor. My youngest daughter, Rachel, is a physical therapist. And my son in the middle, he takes care of all of our finances and payroll and all the behind the scene things.
Awesome. So I love it. And you know that resonates with me deeply. Like when I was a doctor turned health coach, and now all of my family is really in the business some way, whether it's marketing or video editing or operations and what have you. So doing what we now do and in helping and mentoring health coaches to get their practices online to create that life of freedom. For you, from a health perspective, is how did you come to, were you always interested in health? I mean, certainly that's what you've grown into. Was health always a big part of your life?
Yes, it was. I was a competitive swimmer when I was young. I was a high school athlete, even dabbled in a little bit of college athletics. And I was always trying to find that profession that combined exercise and fitness, but also with health. And so I've always really been into the exercise side of things, but I soon knew as I started to age that that nutritional and lifestyle piece is really powerful and really completes the whole connection that I really loved with health and wellness.
Yeah, I love it. So that makes sense. So you are right in there in the health world, health business world. And you know it's not all rosy. And anyone who is working that you come from this heart of service, really wanting to help people, and then it doesn't necessarily all go according to plan. And that was the same for me when I was a medical doctor, 25 years as a radiologist. It's like, wait a minute, this is not exactly what I want to do. Tell people why you went, what inspired you to, we don't grow up wanting to be a health coach. What inspired you to consider health coaching and become a health coach?
Well, I think it really started with my own journey back in 2023, where I was at rock bottom. I knew I was overweight, inflamed, wasn't feeling healthy, and I had success myself. And I didn't believe I could do it at first, and I did. And along the way, I realized that so many of the people around me, family, friends, but also our patients walking through the door. So many of them had the same issues, and many of them were searching for the answers as well. And so I started to realize that this blend of health coaching along with treating patients for conditions
Yeah.
could be a really good mix.
Yeah. So take us back to that moment in, January 2023. I think a lot of us in healthcare, because it is so stressful, there's this dichotomy, this paradox, right? On the one hand, we're helping people be healthy, but often we're making ourselves sick and unhealthy in the process. I was there, you were there. Tell us a little bit more about that. How old were you? What were some of the challenges that you were having? Specifically, and like what was the turning point? Was it just like the January 1, here we go, or was it what else inspired you to say, okay, that's it, like, because things grumble along for a while. So take us back to January 2023, because there might be others who are feeling like this themselves.
Yeah, so it was January 1st of 2023, and I woke up along with many others with the New Year's resolutions and all of the things. But I really felt like I was at a different January 1st that year. I really felt like I was at the bottom of the pit. I so desired to be much more healthier than I was. And this was something that, again, I think many can relate to it. It comes on slowly and gradually. So, of course, I was raising three kids that I had had in 2.5 years. That was busy. We were running our own practice. That took time. There wasn't as much time to really put towards me. Then, of course, COVID came and all the stress that went along with that. In that time frame, too, I had knee surgery. So I was put out of commission with my exercise that I really relied on to be so-called healthy or somewhat fit.
Yeah.
And I just never really rolled out of that. And so January 1st came, I was drawing a line in the sand. And that's when I saw a friend of mine on Facebook who had also lost 40 pounds, which is what I thought I needed to lose. And I just thought, if she could do it, why couldn't I?
Yeah.
And so I reached out to her and got involved, and she helped me. And then that started the cascade of really wanting to pay it forward and have impact on others.
And how much weight did you end up losing, Carrie?
I ended up losing 40 pounds in 5 months.
Wow, wow, wow. So so even though it was creeping up and going in this other direction for years, and probably would have continued to do so, like so many people, you were able to, turn that around. And that is, and then now, well, we're going to talk about what you're able to do for others now, just powerful impact that you've been able to have on people's lives. Truly magnificent. But your story is very much like mine, actually. And I don't know that if you know that, like when I was working as a hospital at the hospital, super stressed, raising four little kids, 4 kids, 5 years, kind of the thing. I get it. I'll remember that. But I knew that what I was seeing in imaging as a radiologist could have been prevented with a healthy lifestyle. Like I knew that all of that needless suffering that was causing me to miss time with my kids and miss my workouts and miss my, like, going on this crazy treadmill, it was making me unhealthier, but people weren't getting any healthier there. So I said, you know what, that's it. I have to do something about this. And this weight after my babies were born, and it had been a year, and it's not coming off on its own. So I had to take kind of like, I got to eat clean. And I got really into superfoods. And there's a book, Superfoods RX, that I just loved. And I'm like, wow, I really dove in deep. And I'd studied nutrition in undergrad. And so I was able to lose 30 pounds in about a 3 month period there, I looked. It wasn't actually that hard. Like, even though I'd been struggling and nothing was working, but there was, just like you had the friend on Facebook. For me, there was an older radiologist, and he was like, he was in his 60s at where I worked. And all of a sudden, just before I lost my weight, he must have lost like 50 pounds, 50 or 60 pounds. Like, just now, I'm not saying he did it in a healthy way necessarily. He was doing an Atkins thing or whatever, this is back in the day. But I saw this big guy become a lean guy. And I'm like, I did the same thing. If he can do it, I could do it too. He was older than me. Now he was a guy, not, but if he could do it, maybe it's possible for me too. And I think that's one of the things, is when you've done something yourself and then your clients can say, hey, if Carrie can do it, maybe, just maybe, she can show me a thing or two. And now I was able to find a healthier way. You were able to find a healthier way. And, but it shows what's possible. If we don't think it's possible, nobody's going to join you. But a lot of people, if they just knew that you were a physiotherapist, high school athlete, and you're going to help people lose weight, they're going to go, well, what do you know about it? Like, you don't know. And, but you did know. And that's really important. And you know about the hormones and this and that, and we're gonna dive into that. So I think that's a really powerful thing. Plus, being able to help people in a way that just kind of cuts away from some of the challenges of running a brick and mortar business. There is a time and a place. We need physios, we need chiropractors, we need all of those people. But if you feel like you have a calling on your heart to help in a different way, to get to the root cause, to do something that, like, oh, all of that I went through was leading to me to be qualified to do this work that I do now. And I think that's exactly why you are able to have such a profound, as I call it, soul satisfying work now. So who do you help now? Who are you passionate about helping?
Well, really, it's evolved, but it's really most of my clients are women who are midlife and beyond, and I help them lose weight without dieting, balance their blood sugars, and reduce their joint pain and inflammation so they can enjoy an active lifestyle. And that's exactly what I accomplished and want to share that with others.
I love that. And it's so, and the truth is you are still working as a physio as well. And you still have the family business. It's not like we've left completely, but that is it. And people are already coming there for that. But to be able to help them more deeply, for those people, it's really a tremendous ability. The people that you help with the weight loss, are you seeing those? Are you seeing those clients in clinic, or do you see them virtually?
No, the beauty of this is it is all virtual. And
Yeah.
it was one of the things that I was looking for as I am heading towards retirement, or some call refirement years. I wanted to have something that would allow me some flexibility, perhaps some travel, to still have impact on their life, but didn't require me to go into the office and put my hands on people.
Yeah, so much healthier for you, so much, ability to go deeper and more transformational for them. Really a win-win all the way. And you can work with who you want, from where you want, when you want. That's what I love about coaching. I really feel like it is the best. It is really the best, where you're in charge. You can do it on your terms. Takes a bit to set it up right. Not gonna lie, like there is infrastructure to be able to do that, but the benefits of once you've got that built is tremendous. What do you like best about being a health coach?
I like working with people one on one and developing a relationship and a trust. Some of my health clients have really become friends that I actually meet outside of health coaching now. And I really love celebrating other people's wins. I get so jazzed about it. And, I know my family hears me on some of my calls, and when I get off them, they're commenting all the time about, wow, you really love what you do. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think it's such a, as healers, as health professionals, we really want to help people be healthy, but it's so often, and myself included, when I was at the hospital, it becomes such a grind. It's it sucks all the life out of you and all the fun out of it. And you get these little pieces of fulfillment here and there, but the red tape and the politics and all of that, it just really takes all the fun out of it. And then I just remember driving to work and just like in my minivan, and my like arms and shoulders were aching, my fingers were going numb. It was like my body is like, no, let's not do this. And I really love being able to be in my like yoga pants all day and being able to really do work that lights me up, that that serves and helps others, that lights them up, it really is a great opportunity, and it's an opportunity that we have. We it's a way to repurpose our skill set. We have talents, and to repurpose it in a way that doesn't burn us out, but that really lifts us up, and then, do that meaningful work. So we serve people, but we also get filled back up by it, and we learn through this whole process. It's not possible to be a successful health coach without learning and growing in the process. What's something that you've learned from working with your clients deeply, closely like this?
There's so much more possible than many people think. I was there once too. And it's just, to be able to develop the relationship with somebody and be able to have conversations. I really enjoy that aspect. And I think it's challenged me to grow deeper from a personal development standpoint, to
Yeah.
be a better listener, be able to ask the right questions, and to really be able to show that empathy and concern for them.
Yeah, oh, I love that. So you help women in midlife lose weight without dieting. We love that. Balance their blood sugar and alleviate this joint pain and inflammation so that they can get back living, engaging, active lives. What would you say, Carrie, is the biggest myth when it comes to women looking to lose weight and decrease inflammation after 50, without the diets?
Yeah, a couple things come to mind. One is I think the myth that the only way to lose weight is to diet. It's more of a healthy living journey. So it's
Yeah.
changing that mindset. But I think also, especially with women midlife and beyond,
Hmm.
is that they believe the myth that, menopause is whatever they got dealt is just what they have to deal with. There are no options or opportunities.
Hmm.
And this idea of carrying extra weight, especially around the middle in
Hmm.
relation to hormonal imbalance and menopause and all of that, I kind of started to believe that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I know I overcame it and I've helped others, so I know it's possible.
I think the you having overcome it yourself is so powerful because you can't deny that it's possible. And when there's hope and when you can see something is possible, then it's worthwhile going. It's like the Roger Bannister 4 minute mile, right? Once you do something that people think is impossible, then we bust that myth, and then we open the doorway for other people, to do the same. If you're listening and you're like, hey, I have an extra 20, 40, 60, 80 pounds that I would like to get rid of. But, I kind of feel bad because I'm a health professional. I feel like I'm the one who should know how to do this already. And if you have a question for Carrie, we'll tell you at the end how you can get in touch with Carrie, but just pop in a comment if you have a question for her and we can pass that along to her. If you're like, okay, well, how about this? Or what about this scenario? And we'll let you know how you can get in touch with her because she really does provide stunning results for her people. You've grown in this process, and I think we've talked about some of the things you learned. Anything else that you wanted to add about how you've grown as a person and personal development through the process of becoming a health coach?
I just think, again, continued confidence, belief that one, it worked for me and it can work for others. I think belief too, running up against all of the obstacles that come with dieting and losing weight. There's so
Yeah.
many things that, especially women, carry with them from past experiences. And, honestly, it's a little bit of a touchy subject for many.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like believing in myself to be able to get over that obstacle of, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's ready.
Yeah.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
I'm not serving the masses. I want to find the people that have a burning desire to really improve their health
Yeah.
and not go back. I mean, this
Right.
is this is not going back. This is going to be lifestyle going forward.
Yeah, caterpillar to butterfly. Like it's a transformation. It's not going, lose weight, gain weight. Yeah, because we're done with that. We're smarter than that now. We don't need to go back there and really finding something that is sustainable. It's not a fad. It's not something that go on and off of. It's a way of that you can sustain, that you can enjoy, that you can have that, and then the benefits will allow you to keep wanting to do that because the greatness of it really is just allows you to live a really great life. We're going to maybe have you share some stories in a minute of some client examples of the benefits that they've got. But before we do that, if you had to go back and talk to your former self, what would you say to little Carrie as you're going along this journey?
Well, at my age, I would say start sooner. I know everything happens for a reason and in time, and maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it back then, but I would love to uh, perhaps have a little more time on this end to continue growing and building and all of that, which again, I'm not saying that I won't, but yeah, start sooner. I guess just from my physical therapy training, I had no nutritional or lifestyle training. So everything has had to be done outside of there. And I follow some wonderful podcasts. I'm a lifelong learner. So I love that. But yeah, start sooner would probably be the thing that I would zero in on.
Yeah, and I think when people become a health coach, it's not the first thing that people think of. As if when I became a doctor, when you became a physiotherapist, that was not really like an option that we were contemplating. And so that would be one reason why we wouldn't. And I think a lot of people don't realize all of the red tape that um, traditional health professionals have to go through in that and dealing with insurance companies and this and that and it's part of the game that it's the way that it's set up, and so you can kind of get trapped in there. And if you feel like if I'm going to serve people and help them with their health, then that's good, but the downside is this, and the public, the patients don't necessarily realize um what the game is behind the scenes, and so they have a different perspective, and I think that really has things being out of alignment and not quite fitting, and that's where it creates a lot of friction and stress for the health provider and the person, the patient, the client, that on the other side of that, and like nobody's really, it's not really feeling great for a lot of people, and to know that there's a better way. And do you have anything to share on that? Because I think a lot of patients don't understand that, although maybe some health professionals do. And sometimes people who are contemplating, hey, I want to help people with their health, it looks all rosy. It's not like it is on TV. It's not like when it's on Netflix or on TV. Share a little bit about, from your perspective on any of that, and sort of almost like a compare and contrast with a little bit of the freedom to be able to kind of cut through the noise and get to root cause as a health coach, as opposed to sort of how it's set up that other ways that really kind of can help it have these well-meaning health professionals feel a little bit trapped.
Yeah, so well, first of all, I'm in a private business. We own it and we do a lot of work with building and emphasizing culture and with our employees. So I do feel very blessed about that. Where I have seen, gosh, for over 35 years, lots of trends with insurance companies, HMOs and PPOs and all the things. And of course, all the hoops that have to be jumped through with Medicare and Medicaid. And, as health practitioners, we do have a lot of empathy and care, and we really do have that servant's heart.
Yeah.
But, over the years, we're all working harder for less. We have to see higher volumes. We have more. dictations and paperworks and authorizations and all these things that kind of interfere with the overall joy of what we do.
Yeah.
And yet patients are coming through the doors and they don't understand that they pay for their premiums. That's the mentality and mindset that they have, is they're going to get this care. So with the contrast with health coaching is it's not insurance based, and we can set our own prices. And we I really look at it as it's value and investment over the cost of something.
Yes.
And especially with women midlife and beyond, they've been dealing with some of these issues that, they're ready and willing. If I can, I never guarantee anything, but
Yeah.
I've got a track record. I know that my value to them is worth more than an insurance company, unfortunately, is paying me to rehab somebody's knee operation. So it's just I've had a lot of that over the years, and I just feel like I'm at a place in my life where I still love what I do there. I still do it, but I'm able
Mhm.
to do it less so that
Yes.
I can partner with it with my health coaching right now.
Yes. And that's a really important distinction. And it is a win-win. So it's your health coach clients actually pay less and get more for it than they would otherwise. So we can help them prevent the knee surgery in the first place. And it happens all the time as health coaches. That happens, and you've had that happen. And so, and if we can prevent that, that's huge. Then we can prevent all of the other costs that go along with it, and the limitation and the recovery and the lost work hours and so on. And the enjoyment factor of being able to travel and have fun. It's huge. It's huge. And that excess weight that people have puts them at risk for diabetes and heart disease and stroke. It's so many health challenges. Over half of North Americans have at least one chronic disease. And that is it's killing us, and it's expensive, and it's painful, and it's expensive way and long drawn out. And it does not need to be that way. And at one point you looked and went, hey, wait a minute. I was able to lose 40 pounds. It wasn't actually that hard when I got right down to it. And if I lost that, then imagine if I could help these people that I'm seeing here. And that's the same thing that happened to me. If I was able to lose this 30 pounds, it wasn't actually that hard. If I, with a little focus, and maybe I could help these people. And I know that at least 70% of everything that had me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, pinballing people from test to test to test as a doctor before we said, ding, sorry, nothing more we can do for you, because we weren't getting to the root cause, most of that could have gone away. And then people could have been healthier, and that would have saved them a lot of money and time and pain and suffering. And so it's not like, oh, now, yeah, but people got to pay so much. And this is like, concierge only, it's only for the rich. People misunderstand that a lot. This is actually a cheaper, faster, easier, longer, more sustainable solution when you help get to the root cause, because there's so many spin-off benefits. And if you are a health professional or a health coach that's maybe sort of trying to bridge over into health coaching, and you're like, well, I'm not sure, how do I do this? I'll put a link below to my book, Free to Heal, the 9 steps to a soul satisfying health coaching practice. I'll put a link there. Check it out. But absolutely, it's possible. It is one of the things that I'm on a mission to help healers get their healing gifts out into the world, so that they can do this amazing work, so that we can really serve people at this deep way. And one of those deep ways is, as we were talking about, when you get to the root cause. So when we're just giving people a Band-Aid, a pill for this one thing, then we got to deal with the side effects. We got to get a pill for the pill for the pill for the pill. When we got the side effects of the surgery that helps that symptom, we're not getting to the root cause. And it's that weed's just going to come up some other way with some other thing. But when you do like you do and help people get to the root cause, then the leaves of that are so beautiful. And there's many spin-off benefits that happen that we didn't even plan on. And I really like to anchor this in by having coaches share some of their examples of clients that they've worked with, where there were some spin-off benefits. So if you have one or two of those that you could share with us, I love I mean, that's really why I do this work, is it's for the before and afters of our clients, of our people. So feel free to share just, one or two, Carrie.
Sure. One that comes to mind, we just celebrated, she hit 100-pound loss.
100 pounds. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a person. Yes.
That's a person, and it was in 11 months. So it wasn't, overly fast. It wasn't overly slow. It was just very steady. And she was actually, she and her family were patients of my husband and mine's early in our practice. So, over the last 30 years. And I can remember distinctly on her call, her reach out to me. She was crying. She was so upset. She was at her wits' end. At the time, her big decision was she had horrible knee pain and she had already seen an orthopedist. She needed a knee replacement, but he told her, I can't do this on you unless you lose 40 pounds. And she said to me, I don't know how to lose 40 pounds. All I've been doing is gaining. And so I talked to her and encouraged her, and she jumped on board. And she went to work. She was very coachable. And all of a sudden, that appointment back to the doctor, she went back to the doctor and she had lost more than 40 pounds at that time. The doctor was flabbergasted. He said, this does not happen very often in my practice. And what was also very encouraging to her. And at the time she said, you know what? I'm just going to wait. I'm going to see if I can get more weight off, or, I'm just not ready to jump in right now. And he said, great. And so she continued. And again, she hit the 100-pound mark. And she told me last week, she's like, I never had that knee replacement. I don't think I need it. At least right now, I don't need it. She still has some weight to lose, so I'm still working with her. And it was just so fun to celebrate all her wins along the line. On top of that, she has some other pretty serious health issues. She was hospitalized twice in the last 3 months, and she never gave up. We put things on pause and we had to heal and rest and all of that, but she never quit. And she's dropped several sizes in her clothes. She has more energy. She tells me she dances in the kitchen. She's cleaning out every closet and cabinet. And she said, I never could do that before. So
Yeah.
just really cool story. And it's a knee story, which is also part of my story. And
Right.
I share with her, every pound of unwanted weight that you have is equivalent to 4 pounds of force on our weight-bearing joints. So that's a lot of weight when you add that up.
Yeah. Yeah. And 100 pounds is a lot of weight on there, and then so to lose that, that's huge. I mean, we really have to give our joints a shot. And I know in the traditional healthcare system, people are not really saying, they don't want to hurt people's feelings, and they're not really saying, hey, you got to lose some weight. I remember this woman, she was probably 400 pounds, and she wasn't that tall. I was having to do an injection in her knees because that was the only thing, because she wasn't eligible for surgery. And she says, yeah, they just won't do surgery on me. And I'm like, did they say why they won't do surgery? No. And like, did they say anything that you could do to help this? No, there's nothing. I'm like, nobody said lose weight and you could, that there's an option here. And so people are just like coming in, they got their job, you got this, okay, we'll line you up, we'll replace the knee. And the thing is, like, that knee won't last. And she was so far overweight that she wouldn't be eligible for a knee replacement. But and I don't blame the doctors either, because you got 15 minutes or less to get through it. You can't really dive into their issues, but it's a huge difference when you're working with this person now for like a year, and you can hold their hand through this process. And then, because in the course of a year, stuff's going to happen. We guarantee it. Look back at your year, look back at my year. We guarantee, for you listening, look back at your year. There was some stuff that happened. And so there's a tendency As long as things are going fine, great, but that doesn't last very long. So then neither does the health journey or the weight loss journey. And that's where having, as Joshua Rosenthal, founder of IAN, said, the guide on the side. That's where having that health coach, it's a guide on the side to hold your hand through those navigates and up and down and all around is really powerful so that you can still get results. Maybe it's slower, maybe it's faster, but you're still moving in the forward direction. You haven't done what people usually do, two steps forward, one step back, or three steps back. It's instead you keep moving forward together and helping navigate. And the growth that comes through that, when instead of defaulting back to your old ways, you keep moving forward. Huge, huge. And that's how you get that sustainability. That's how you break through. And it's not just lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. No, no, we broke through that barrier. And it's the same thing when I started off helping health coaches create their practices, working with Rachel, who was the first one who said, "Hey, can you walk me all the way to six figures?" Honestly, I didn't know if I could. She had lots of reasons why she wouldn't be able to do it. Five kids, tiny town, et cetera, et cetera. And what happened during that year was COVID, which we didn't plan, right? So now homeschooling five kids. But because we committed for that year, I could be there to navigate all of the things for my clients so that, oh, okay, we all got to go online and so that you can help them. And so like you can help them through that. So that, yeah, that is just tremendous and huge. So I love that story. 100 pounds, guys. Like that's amazing. And to be able to do that, but it's hard to do that in 5 or 15 minute or even like 45 minute visit. But you string enough of those together, man, it's huge. I think you had another story that you were going to share.
Yes, I have a lady that I'm also still working with. At this point, she's nearly 80 pounds down. And she sat at one of my talks a little over a year ago, and she had already had the knee replacement. And she was frustrated because she thought everything was just gonna work in her favor after the knee replacement, and the weight wasn't coming off, and she really deeply desired it. And so we had a chat after my talk, and I always remember it. There was definitely an energetic connection, and I so wanted to work with her, and she jumped on board, and we've just had a fabulous time. Again, one of those that I consider a friend now. But the big thing for her, she is a hairdresser, runs a hairdressing place, and so she's the one who always picks up the overtime, the extra hours. Someone calls in sick, she's on her feet all day. And on her feet all day with 80 plus extra pounds, it still affects the knees even if one is replaced, and it affects energy, which then rolls into affecting sleep and all the things. But she really loves her family and loves to be able to do things with her grandkids and travel. And so I remember the first sort of spring break trip of that year. We were probably 4 months into the journey. She had already lost about 30 pounds, and she came back and she's like, "This year, I was able to truck from our place that we always stay to the beach through the sand. And I wasn't able to do that before.
Awesome.
And so that was just such a huge non-scale victory. Since then, she has gone down in clothes sizes. Her energy is better. Her mood is better. She had a second trip now to the same place. And that trek to the beach, again, with another 50 pounds now down,
Yeah.
was that much easier. And this time it was about being able to climb those stairs. We didn't even talk about stairs the first time.
Yeah.
So being able to climb the stairs and participate in her grand kids' activities at the
Yeah.
beach
Yeah.
just gave her so much joy. And it's so fun to share that with her.
Yeah, that is huge. I mean, that's really priceless. Like you can't get that time back and you want to be able to enjoy it. And if you're nearly 80 pounds heavier, it's hard to do that. I mean, it is. And so worthwhile, right? No wonder she's still with you. And, imagine the relationship that's better with her grandchildren and just, you just have better mental clarity and energy and everything improves. And I think, she's a lot of people maybe who were like where she was, where you're contemplating like a knee replacement, and you're like, well, I'm just going to get, yeah, done, knees are done. And she had it there, but just having the knees replaced in and of itself, you think that's, well, as soon as I get my knees replaced, I'm going to be good. But no, there's still, if you have 80 extra pounds, that's affecting all of you. So yes, if you need the knee replacement and you're in pain and we got to get there quickly to get that relief, that totally makes sense. We get that. And we appreciate our orthopedic surgeon friends for being able to do that. But if we can avoid it, like your first lady, or if we can help sustain it so that that knee replacement has better, but also have the energy, everything changes. And so I just want to commend you, Carrie, for this incredible, meaningful work that you do. It is truly transforming lives. And it feels so good I think it's healthy for us to do that deep work. It just feels, it's soul satisfying, as I say. If people are wanting to reach out to you, what's the best way to connect with you?
I would say go to my website at rushwellness.com. I think we'll have that maybe in the comments. You'll be able to learn more about me, read some testimonials, and uh, there's some options there to connect. I'm also on Instagram at Carrie Rush, KariResch. Those are probably the best ways to connect with me.
Awesome. Yeah. So Instagram is Kari, and then last name Resch. And then that is Resch Wellness is Resch wellness.com. Absolute pleasure to chat with you. If you are a health professional wondering, how could I create a health coaching practice? I've got this video here on how to create a health coaching practice from scratch that I think you're going to love. And with that, we'll see you in the next episode. Be good for you.